Good evening and welcome to our AGM, delayed AGM for 2020. Are we going to do an attendance and apologies? Do we have any apologies? No, let's go over that. I'll keep it brief. It's been an awful year. You don't need me to tell you that. We've been locked in for about 7 months now, not being able to hold our meetings in our usual way. I'm not so sure that we've got a huge amount to shout about this year. We've lost a number of things. We've had the Drapers, the St Mary's Hall significantly vandalised, or potentially. We've got the Architects Department and the Earl Street Courtyard potentially Grade 2 listed as well, is more than likely going to be destroyed. I wrote to the Secretary of State when it went back to him after the Council's last decision. I also wrote to the Secretary of State just today, actually, as well, informing him of the decision, potential decision by planning to allow them to start dismantling aspects of the courtyard and Architects Building prior to his decision. So I hope that annoys him enough to turn him against, to send it back without his agreement. So, personally speaking, I'm not terribly pleased with losing a couple of Grade 2 listed parts of our heritage in a year. I just wonder what's going to happen next. The Country Cross was last year put into storage, allegedly. The proposed planning to start dismantling bits of the courtyard and the Architects Building allegedly is going to go into storage too. It'd be nice to know where this storage is. If anyone can help, maybe we could do a raid on it and have a look what's inside there. But anyway, let's hope for better things next year. I hope nobody puts in planning permission for the old cathedral during the course of the year, because I'm sure they'll be granted it. So I'm sorry that it sounded a bit depressing, but I got to be honest, I'm very depressed about seeming to be ineffective against a couple of buildings that are Grade 2 listed. What chance does anything else stand? I think. I mean, we campaigned reasonably hard, although I was also disappointed by the number of objections to the planning applications, considering how many members we've got, and the objections were only just out of single figures. Perhaps we should have campaigned a little harder, at least to get our members to object. Anyway, that's enough of my moans. I don't have the minutes of the 2009 AGM in front of me, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, I haven't downloaded them. But has anybody got any comments on the accuracy of those meetings, those minutes? Any matters arising from those minutes? Okay, so we'll go to the Treasurer's report, Colin.
You need to unmute yourself, Colin.
I don't think I'm muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yep.
Thank you. I haven't got the report open. Let me just get it open. Sorry about that. I spent all my time proposing Keith as didn't do this one. Oh dear, we just had some bad news. Keith and I, one of our members tested positive yesterday, and we were both in contact with her on Saturday, so we're not happy. That's one of our members at the Wall Garden, I think. What am I looking for? Audits somewhere. Come on. Accounts. Accounts. Audits. The balance sheet. Right. The balance sheet for the current year, which we are considering, which was 2019-20. Total subscriptions £1,257.90. Various receipts at raffle and visitors £324. A donation from Paul Maddox of £85, and a few sales of another £20. Total income or total receipts £1,701.32. Expenditures £240 on room hire, and various speakers approximately £120, refreshments £69, wine, postage 163, printing 480, the auditor £30, and our insurance £203. Website cost us £275, and the subscription to Civic Voice £105. And the total expenditures were 1,758, so we were down on the year by £57, but we nearly balanced the books. And we had in the bank last year £2,895, and now we've got £2,838. That's most of what I can tell you.
There's a link to the accounts on our website. If you go to the committee to the meetings page, there's a link to the accounts if anyone wants to take a closer look at them. Otherwise, I move that they be accepted.
They have been audited, by the way. Or inspected.
Yeah, I'll second that. Thanks very much, Colin. And it has to be said that we met with Colin a couple of weeks ago to try and work out how we're going to relieve him of the burden of presenting the accounts for us, because he's been trying to get us to do something about it, or get something about it. Well, we haven't had anybody stand up to say that they would like to be treasurer, funnily enough, but we've come to a working arrangement until we can get that sorted out. Now, the next item is we have a proposal. Due to the present situation, we propose that the current committee, consisted of elected and co-opted members, remain in office until the AGM of 2021, which is scheduled for the Monday the 20th of April 2021. Can we have an acceptance on that? Anybody against that?
We're all muted, so nobody can say anything.
It was planned. But if
You will stick.
okay, can we take that as agreed?
Aye.
Agreed.
Yep.
Okay, great.
The ayes have it.
Good. Further nomination. Do we have any further nomination for the committee? Proposed and seconded by members of the society only. Anybody else want to put their hand up? Because if you do, if you can do accounts. Okay. Appointment of independent auditors. We normally use, we have someone we normally use, don't we?
Jenny Curtin we use.
Yeah.
I propose we use her again. I think she'll be quite happy to do it, assuming I'm still in control of them. I'm halfway through the year already, so I can imagine finishing this year off. But I really do have to stop at some time, mainly because I'm beginning to make mistakes, and I don't like making mistakes.
Not half as many as I think I would have made, Colin, but there we go. Okay, we'll take that as through. If you've got the agenda, you can see the definition for rules for life and honorary membership. We felt we needed to lay these down and get them accepted as part of our procedures. So if you can all see that, I'll just go through it. Life members, free life membership may be offered to by the committee to any member of the Coventry Society who has made a significant contribution to the society over a number of years. Honorary members, honorary membership may be offered by the committee to anyone, whether an existing member, former member, or someone who has not been a member, but who has made a significant contribution to the Coventry Society. That significant contribution could be a huge cash injection, I suppose, or the offer to do the accounts. See, we're about to confer.
Your name has come up on the rota.
We're about to confer life membership on both Keith Draper, long-time chairman and secretary of the Coventry Society, and John Haslam, long-time member of the committee and a representative of the Coventry Society on various bodies. Colin Walker is going to do a citation for Keith, followed by Paul Maddox, who is going to do one from for John Haslam. And I should just say, if anybody is looking, this is what the citation, the membership looks like. I keep doing that because I framed them myself, and I'm dead proud of myself. I got them almost square and everything. So, Colin, are you around?
Can you repeat that?
Colin, are you available to do the citation for Keith?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Would you like me to do it now?
Yes, please.
Right. I'm going to read this. It's normally I prefer to speak out loud, but I'm going to read this, so I hope it comes across all right. I first met Keith around 1980 when he hosted a party for my brother-in-law, Colin Wyatt, at the Strawberry Bank in Meriden. Then we met at the Malt Shovel in Spon End in around 2000 when Keith was writing feature articles on local history for the Coventry Evening Telegraph. Then overzealous activists cancelled the Earlsland Festival because it was too successful. They claimed it was a danger to life. Right, okay. The Earlsland Festival moved to Hersal Common for about 2 years, where it was a total disaster. But the one good thing that happened was that I met Keith there, and he invited me to join the newly reformed Coventry Society. We reformed it under the guidance of David Tittle, you may remember, And a few of the old guard like John Haslam, Ralph Butcher, Kath Edwards, Hazel Lynn and Paul Maddox, who's still around with us. He's one of the old guys now. He's not quite as old as me, but he's catching me up fast. We developed the format for the meetings and saw many members come and go, and the two of us carried a routine load for much of the time, arranging meetings, providing tea and refreshments, arranging speakers and running the committee. There was always plenty to do, as I'm sure the current secretariat is finding out. Keith carried most of this burden himself, and I was a useful, I hope, sidekick. Our online presence was negligible at the start, but we developed a viable website, and now there would not be a society without the web. Eventually, it became clear that Keith could not run the society forever. He had a growing commitment to the Aldersley Park wall garden and was far too busy, as he, like the rest of us, was not getting any younger. He left the committee with much anguish, but has now handed it to the next generation who are experiencing their own trials and tribulations. Keith chaired the society ably for around 17 years and left it in good condition, and it is still thriving today despite the tribulations of COVID-19. I was Keith's deputy chair for about 10 years, but I'm ready to put down the reins as treasurer when the society can find a replacement. We have both thoroughly enjoyed these years, and it gives me great pleasure as a committee member to propose Keith as a life member of the society.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Colin. And if you do get in touch with Keith, tell him I should be popping
Keith is online.
Keith is online, but I haven't got a picture for him yet.
Never mind, I'll get in touch with him. Paul, could you speak about John Haslam, please?
Yes. It's just a. I gave him a phone call yesterday because he's not got any computer. The only connection to the outside world he's got is a telephone. And I had a 2-hour conversation with John, which he told me his life story. So I can tell you a life story if you've got 2 hours to kill. But what is interesting about John was that you always find that someone that's not from Coventry is usually when they become passionate about Coventry, they really become sort of a pioneering sort of ambassadors for the city. John came from Manchester. In fact, he lived in Sale originally, and was one of 5 children. And he told me various different things about his life, how his father ran his granddad's shop, but then got an engineering job in Metro Vickers in Trafford Park, and they moved to Flixton, just outside Manchester, near the Manchester Canal. And it was there that he told me about his life in the Blitz, and he was around about 10 at the time. He moved to Coventry in 1975, and it was while he first started to find out about Coventry, he joined CADUS, the Coventry and District Archaeology Society, and he became very interested in Coventry. He worked for Massey Ferguson's before, and while he worked at Coventry as well. But it was made redundant from Massey Ferguson's in 1987 after, and he was only 65 at the time, so still had to work and things. And amongst that, he took a volunteering job working at the cathedral on the welcome desk, where he started to learn about the cathedral and also reading up on Coventry's history, became very interested. He then trained to be a Coventry Green Badge guide and became part of the guiding system around the city, working closely with the city council. And he then saw in the he couldn't. In fact, he couldn't even remember when he actually joined the Coventry Society, but he said that he actually seen an advert in the Coventry Telegraph saying that there was going to be a public meeting in the Friends Meeting House, and it said that there was going to be a variety of guest speakers, but one of them was Bill Wilson MP, and it was a call for urgently needed Coventry people who are interested in Coventry's history. So he went along to it, and it then was turned out it was called the Coventry Civic Amenity Society, and he joined, and he became a member, and he also, typical with John, he also joined lots of other societies, and he at the time when the chair was run by Irene Sheridan. Irene Sheridan had to stand down because of illness in the family. And John Haslam was our chairman for a while. And also he was very interested in other societies, the Industrial Archaeological Society. And he was also present when they set up the Friends of the London Road Cemetery and also Friends of the War Memorial Park. So he's always been representative of the city, Coventry City Society. And he also was very keen on organising bus trips, coach trips to various different parts in and around the city. And over these 20 years, he organised apparently 300 different coach trips. So he was very he enjoyed being a guide. He was been on our committee for quite a long time. When I joined, he was on our committee. But ill health and at graduate age, he's had to step down. He's always been there for when we went to our tea and coffees and biscuits. Next birthday, John will be 90. And I'm proud to say that he's been a great asset to both Coventry and the Coventry Society. And I truly think he deserves a life membership award.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, can I just say that I met John in 1995 when I was training to be a Heart of England Green Badge Guide as well, and he was one of my trainers. So I've known him years, and he's a lovely man. And thank you, he well deserves that honour that you've given him.
Before I forget, sorry, Vin. One of the things I did miss out was that when I worked at the Transport Museum, and I just completed building the Blitz exhibition, we got him to dress up as a fireman, and he it was a heritage open day weekend, and we needed someone to guide people through the Blitz. But he would stand actually in the scene, and when all the lights and the sounds had finished, he would suddenly come alive and start talking to the people, which made them jump and really sort of like put the lights out of that a little. Anyway, he liked dressing up. He's a bit like me. If you look, he's got lots of photographs dressed up in various different parts. So he's a kindred spirit.
Yeah, he dressed up as a guide in a lot of different things, medieval and everything. Yeah, we had great fun. We did. So thank you.
Yeah.
Cracking exhibition that as well, can I say. I believe that Keith is actually here with us, and if Keith wants to say something, we'd love to hear from him.
I think Keith missed it, that I've proposed you, Keith, as a life member. We can't hear you, Keith.
Can you unmute yourself, Keith?
Keith, you're